done it! I cannot believe it! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again!
Hello everyone, we are Through on Goal, a podcast where we talk about football and pretty much nothing else. My name is Sam, and as always I'm joined by my co-host and very best friend in the whole wide world, Elliot. Hello Elliot.
Hello Sam.
Big intro, how are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it's been normal week for me really. How's your week
Standard
been?
week. Well, I'm not, Lana is, but we are having another baby.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Excited, thank you, you know for it.
No, I know, I've known since like Christmas, but yeah, I've got what was it, last week was a new TV. This week was a new child. Well,
Yeah,
what's in store for next week?
I don't know, but I'm running out of money. I'm running out of money very quickly.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, so we're very excited. Due in August, Lana's got a hell of a job on her hand when it comes to this podcast with a 2-year-old and an infant. But no, we'll sort that out when we get there. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's a future problem. We're talking about now. Elliot, there's an age-old debate, Messi or Ronaldo. Now, there is going to become a time in the, I don't think, not so distant future where that Messi and Ronaldo, they're going to retire and we're going to get some new blood come through. Right now, it's very much in our heads, is it Mbappe or is it Haaland? Who, if I had to get you to pick now, would you pick?
That is such a hard question because I think at the moment, I think Mbappe is clear. He's done it for longer. He's done it in sort of recognised leagues for longer as well, because obviously Haaland was in, was it the Austrian league, Salzburg?
Yeah.
He's been in the Norwegian league, whereas Mbappe, although it's talked of as a farmers league, the French league is one of the top 5 leagues in the world, really. So at the moment, I'd have to go Mbappe, but for the long term, it is a tough one.
It's weird, isn't it? Because he's had like, what is it, 50 shots on target and he scored like 48 of them. It's not an exact stat, but it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and for the sort of long term, it might be Haaland, because Mbappe, I see Mbappe as very similar to how Michael Owen was when he burst onto the scene. Burst on very young, he was very reliant on pace, still a very good finisher. I mean, Michael Owen won the Ballon d'Or, he was world class at that age, and then kind of once you start picking up injuries and your legs kind of go, it's not so easy to adapt, whereas a Haaland is more of a finisher, I think.
He's a machine.
I see him more as like a Ibrahimovic.
Yeah, good comparison. I can see that. Yeah, but it feels like Mbappe has been around for ages, though. Like,
and he's
we're talking about him for.
I think he's 22.
Is he? But I feel like he's been around for so long, and I get it. Haaland, obviously there was a talk before he went to Dortmund. Obviously, would he go to one of a team in Manchester? Obviously, City or United. Not sure he'd go to United after Roy Keane snapped his dad's leg in half, but and I think he supports Man City. He supports Leeds, I think.
I know he was born in Leeds.
Yeah, so there you go. So he's going to Leeds. Leeds confirmed. You heard it here first. So yeah, it's weird one, because I know what you mean about the legs, but you look at Messi, Ronaldo. Messi's 33 or 34. Ronaldo's just turned 36.
Yeah, he's a couple of years older.
They're still
going strong.
Still rapid, yeah. And they've had had a fair few injuries. Messi, I think's had more injuries than Ronaldo.
Yeah,
but he's never really lost it. I guess it's a good comparison, Mbappe and Owen. I know off the top, when you look at Michael Owen now, you're thinking you're comparing him to Mbappe.
But
going back, absolutely. I can't. It's good though. I like seeing that. Like, it's something other than Messi and Ronaldo, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, there are always other players, but it's when they go, it's good to see that there's more coming, if you know what I mean. Who knows? Like, English players, I think, get a bad rap in a way. Like, I don't think any English players ever been like. If you call an English player world class, you always get a little bit of a look. You always get a bit of a well. Harry Kane, he is a world class striker. I get it, he hasn't won trophies, but he is a world class striker. But for some reason, because he's English, you think Foden. If I talk about like Phil Foden, could he be Mbappe, Haaland kind of?
Potential.
You're probably thinking, really?
But
because they're really good. But
yeah.
Foden's immense, and he's got potential to go, through the roof. So, and obviously Sancho, he's proven it in one of the top 5 leagues. It's bright. English future is bright. I think that we could be talking about one of the best players in the world being English.
Yeah, I mean that hasn't happened. I mean, at the time, Rooney was kind of in that conversation with Messi and Ronaldo, but that was when Messi and Ronaldo were coming through, when they were the Mbappe and Haaland 10, 12 years ago. Obviously, Rooney didn't live up quite to, although I think that's more on Messi and Ronaldo than Rooney. But we do need some young, bright English players coming through, and I think Foden's definitely got the potential to do that, especially if De Bruyne stays at Man City. Playing up like next to him and playing under him is going to be an education for him, really. Yeah,
and obviously David Silva, like you could tell, obviously he's learnt over David Silva as well. He's got that kind of technique, and absolutely. Could we have a future English Ballon d'Or winner? Because the last English Ballon d'Or winner would have been Owen.
Must have been Michael Owen, yeah.
Because I know Gerrard and Lampard came second and third.
Yeah, but I think was that to Ronaldinho or was it
probably
to Messi or
something ridiculous. There's always that one better, isn't there? There's always that. But no, it's good. I'm excited. If we look at the future now of English football, who would you say, best guess, is the next English Ballon d'Or winner? If I had to we haven't written this. This is just me testing.
No. Yeah, no. I think Foden's as good a guess as any. If Grealish were 3 or 4 years younger and at this level, you'd be saying he's up with a real shout. But he's that little bit older. If he goes to a bigger club, I'm not going to do what Paul Merson said and said that Barcelona should spend 130 million on him when they are completely and utterly broke.
They are absolutely skint.
But if he were to go to like one of the top teams in Europe or in the Premier League, then he's got potential to be mega. But
Grealish, look at you.
No, I know.
Grealish in a positive matter. I didn't see this coming.
No, he's a talented footballer, but he still needs to invest in some shin pads.
Fair enough.
But yeah, would you say Foden?
Jack Tucker. No, I was got to say Loyal. I should have thought about my answer when I asked you. Foden, he's got. See, right. The problem is, and obviously, I think we're going to talk about it a bit more depth later. And it's not good to see, but trophies are a big factor of football, isn't it? Of course, you could be as good a player as any, but if you're not winning trophies, you're not talked about in that sense. If Harry Kane goes to Man City, wins the Premier League and Champions League, and scores 50 odd goals, he'll win the next Ballon d'Or. Do you see? He has that potential. Yeah. But he's at Tottenham. It's tricky. It's difficult to talk about it in that sense. But young future coming out, I'd say Foden's our best.
Also,
best shot.
I think Ballon d'Or's above him, but Bukayo Saka is still only 19.
He's very good.
I think he really needs to kind of sort of hunker down to one position. He needs to be a specialist in one position. That's not his problem,
though, is it?
No, it's not. Because I think when he came in, he started at fullback. He can now play anywhere across the front as a number 10, left, like further on the left, deeper on the left-hand side. And I think if he can kind of become a specialist in one position, he's got.
It's good that he's versatile. To have a player like that in your team. You get an injury on the left or an injury on the right. He can keep. I get what you're saying. Yeah,
I remember must have been approaching 7-8 years ago now when Phil Jones first came to United, and he came in and he was relatively good. He wasn't the Phil Jones we all know now, but he didn't have a set position. He'd play centre back, he'd play defensive mid, he'd play right back
everywhere.
And I think that kind of stunted his progression because he couldn't focus on being a centre back because he was pushed out to the right or that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So you thinking Phil Jones could have been like Maldini-esque if he stayed at centre back?
No, but I think he could have been better than someone who's remembered just for pulling faces while trying to header a ball.
Yeah, that's a fair point. We'll stay in Europe. Now, I don't know about you, Elliot, but when I watched Europa League, watched Tottenham, Wolfsburg 4-1, quite comfortable. Yep. I don't know about you, but afterwards I was thinking, Arsenal, Benfica, that sounds quite good. It sounded like it could be potential,
Yeah, two relatively big teams for the Europa League.
Exactly right. And I watched, I think, the first 10 minutes and I got so bored. And I thought, let's see how Rangers are going to do. And I did not turn over. Back again. I did not turn back again. Did you watch the Rangers game?
I watched the Rangers game, yeah. It was just
good, man.
End to end, it was bonkers. I loved it. It was attacking
ridiculous
football, free-flow football for both teams. It had everything. It had, was it 2 or 3 penalties? It had red card. It had 7 goals. It had,
cracking goals.
Yeah, referee mistakes. It had all sorts.
It's absolutely, and it was no team wanted a draw. No
yeah.
team was settling for a draw. Someone wanted to go into that second leg winning, and that is brilliant. I love seeing it, even though there's no home or away advantage because both of them are playing away. But I know the away goal still, I think it's still intact. It's still playing. So oh my god, it was brilliant. Like, it was, I think it was 3 penalties.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure on Antwerp's penalty.
The first one.
Rangers gave away. I'm not convinced.
It was very, very soft. I wouldn't have given it. It was extremely soft.
And then there was, obviously, Rangers got 2 penalties. Now, Antwerp left back, is that right? Or was he centre back?
It was right centre back.
So one of the centre backs. He got a yellow card fairly early-ish in the second half. And I think I texted you and I said, I see him get a sent off. I think he's just he seems a bit, not reckless, but they were getting into him. They were teasing him a bit, weren't they? They were forcing him to do something.
He was one of those, like, sort of a David Luiz or an Aurier that if they've been booked, they play like they've not been booked.
Yes, that's it. Now, right, he did have his hand in an actual position. Obviously, some angles made it look like it was coming off his chest and stuff, but law of the game, it hit his hand. He denied a goal scoring opportunity. Yeah. It's red card. Not how I expected him to get a red card, but he did. Now, their substitute keeper, De Wolf, what's her name, by the way?
Ortwin De Wolf. Yeah.
Ortwin De Wolf. I don't know who was it, Barisic, the Rangers left back who took the penalty?
Yeah.
He must have said something. He must have been given it because he went Barisic's cracking penalty to win it, 88th, 89th minute. Went straight up to him. I was just give him a little finger wave. I don't know what happened, but hey-ho. And then I quickly went on to Football, not a sponsor yet, to have a look at the Arsenal score. It was 1-1, so I'm glad I didn't switch back.
Yeah.
But however, just quickly going on to the Arsenal game, did you see the Aubameyang miss?
No, I didn't.
Oh my word.
What
is something about Aubameyang on a Thursday night that he doesn't like? Because something about Aubameyang this season, I don't think he's really hit the ground.
I think you're right with the observation of him on a Thursday night as well. Was it Olympiacos last season? He could have won it and then...
Last kick of the game.
Yeah.
It was...
could have sent it.
Yeah. No, there's something about it. But yeah, Europa League was fairly entertaining this Thursday. There was a lot of good games. Obviously, Tottenham won 4-1. I think Ajax came back to win 2-1 their game. Napoli lost 2-0. That was a bit of a shock.
Yeah, to Granada.
Quite a lot of high scoring games. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the second legs of those, especially I don't care about Arsenal.
Sticking Rangers on.
The Rangers game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anfield, it was a fortress. Anfield, I guess you could still say it would still be a tough place to be. Everton obviously haven't done it in 22 years. Would these run of games at Anfield be different with a crowd?
That's a difficult question.
Anfield is definitely, when the atmosphere gets going at Anfield, I know there's some talk about atmosphere, but that Coppin, when it gets going, when it gets singing, it is a 12th man. It does spur you.
But then, is the problem the lack of fans, or is the problem the lack of centre-backs?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Or is it just a bit of a perfect storm, really?
Well, speaking of storm, it was windy, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's got injuries. I get it. I think they've had 11 different centre-back pairs this season, or something like that. And I get it. They've purchased one loan and one centre-back from Preston, who doesn't seem to.
He hasn't played yet.
No, even though. Now I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, or people might message Twitter and go, "No, Sam, it's just you." But every game I've seen Nat Phillips play, he seems to be good. He seems to be actually a competent defender from what I've seen.
I think there was one game I can think of that he didn't have a good game. But that aside, I mean, even his debut against West Ham, he bossed it.
I remember that.
Yeah. No,
I watched that game in a pub. That's how long ago that was. Yeah, I know. But he seems competent. So why he's not been given a run of games fixed as a centre-back, because he is a centre-back, and Jordan Henderson pushed to midfield where he should be.
Well, he should be.
I don't know why. I'm not the manager. You probably see something different in training. Do you know what I mean? There's all that blah blah. But it makes sense to me that you would put a centre back at centre back.
Yeah,
if he's fit.
Yeah, no, I 100% get that. Maybe like you'd have at the moment, you'd have Kabak and Nat Phillips next to each other, wouldn't you? It just seems seems a sensible thing to do. And yeah, I mean, I can get that other centre back that they've used, Reece Williams. He doesn't look particularly competent, and he's got the look of someone who'll probably end up up at somewhere like Reading in about 6 years' time. But but yeah, it just seems strange why he's not playing, and you're taking Henderson out of midfield, because the midfield just seems a little lightweight at the moment, really. Because then if you move Henderson up, that means you can allow like a bit more balance in midfield.
Yeah, no, it's obviously Thiago hasn't hit the ground running at all.
I've got a good stat about Thiago, which Michael nicely tagged me in about 10 minutes before recording.
Okay, we love a good stat.
We do love a good stat. So, Thiago joined Liverpool back in September 2020. It's now coming up to the end of February 2021. He still hasn't won a match at Anfield.
Wow. So, yeah, Thiago clearly has not hit the ground running. There's obviously a lot of talk about his defensive, like his knee, his inability to defend, which obviously is understandable, but I don't think that's the reason he was bought.
Yeah,
but, you've got to adapt, but you're not buying Sterling because he can play right back, can you? Like, you know what I mean? But I get it. Wijnaldum, I don't get. So is he good? I don't know. He's all right.
Yeah, I don't know. He's just kind of been slightly above average the whole time he's been there, I think.
It's the most boring, I don't care transfer saga of all time. Oh, I might sign a contract, or I might not.
Go to Barcelona.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't go to Barcelona. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? He's not. I don't feel like he's that stature of player to be like, oh, gonna leave the fans like that. It's like, okay, bye.
Yeah, you're not Steven Gerrard, you're not.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I don't know. And why? Again, I think there should be questions on why Origi wasn't sold compared to Minamino going on loan to Southampton, because he's loving life at the moment.
He's doing very
well.
Why
on earth? Yeah.
He seems to fit that system down to a T, really.
I don't know why Origi still plays for Liverpool. I don't. You can't, Yeah, he scores a Champions League winning goal and the goal that takes you to the final.
But the thing is, though, he's their only striker they can bring off the bench. Brewster got sold. What happens
when you sell
Minamino, who can play that role, is out on loan. You've got Origi, who until that second half of that season, they were prepared to let go on loan to Huddersfield.
Yeah.
So I don't quite get it.
But it's a weird one, isn't it? Liverpool, I think this time last season had like 70 odd points, and they're on 40, dead on 40. I think they're level on points with Everton now.
Dead on 40 with Everton.
Yeah, it's a weird season, but credit to Everton. So first goal, good finish by Richarlison.
Yes.
Defending, okay. What are your thoughts on the penalty?
That is it's such a tough one, because there's 2 points of view here. Yeah. The sort of point of view towards it not being a penalty is, where is Trent meant to go? He's in that position. He can't get out of the way. He can't just fold himself like a deck chair and allow Richarlison to go through. But on the other hand, if Trent isn't there, Richarlison's got to tap in.
Yep.
So
yeah, exactly. He has to make the slide. If you're not making the slide, you'll criticise for your effort.
Yeah.
Like, why are you not trying to defend that?
I think that's the kind of one that on review they would have just gone with the ref's original decision, because there isn't enough to overturn it either way.
Yeah, there was watching Match of the Day. They're talking about, obviously, he goes over his back of his neck.
Yeah,
and Trent kind of raises his leg towards Calvert-Lewin, and that's what they say that they're deeming as the penalty. Now, he's just been kicked in the back of the neck.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think it was a penalty. I don't at all. I don't think it was a penalty. No, not for me. But either way, they've got it. They've won 2-0. Pickford had the game of his life.
Yes, he would have wanted that. He would have taken a lot of enjoyment out of that, because he's made a memorable mistake against Liverpool.
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed that.
Yeah, and Tom Davies seems to have come into his own as well. Quite recently, he seems to have been really manning that midfield very well. Good to see. Not sure we're talking England at the Euros, but good conversation. Tom Davies Ballon d'Or winner. You never know. Sorry, I couldn't get through the whole sentence.
Yeah,
I tried. It wasn't that long ago, Elliot, that we said we think the top Man City have won the league, and we think the bottom three is pretty much sorted.
Yeah.
Now, Man City have won the league.
Yeah.
I think they're 10 points from United, but they've won the same amount. Played the same amount of games.
Yeah.
Sheffield United and West Brom, I believe, believe, yes, are all but down. Especially Sheffield United coming off of the loss to Fulham.
Yeah, their last chance was this weekend, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I think that's gone.
And we thought, obviously, we're quite satisfied with the bottom three. Now, as we record, Newcastle were losing 3-1 to Man United, which leaves them 3 points off relegation. Now, it was only a few games ago that they were like 11 or 12 points off relegation because the bottom three was pretty much all done. Fulham have gone, we're not going down. They beat Crystal Palace next game. Newcastle are in the relegation zone on goal difference. Now, Newcastle seem to have been playing this style of football where, well, everyone below us is worse, so we don't care. They could be Newcastle. Like, I know they weren't relegated that long ago in, football terms. It wasn't too long ago that they were relegated, came straight back up. But Newcastle are not a championship team. They are a Premier League team. And that club is being run to the ground by the owner, and Steve Bruce. It's harsh to say. Steve Bruce should just walk. I think he should just walk away. It's clearly not working out for him. The transfers that he's done have not worked out for him. He's insistent on Darlow. Now, he has been good.
Yeah.
That's fine. But if you have a better keeper in your ranks, you've got to play your better keeper.
Dubravka's a better keeper. He just is.
And Dubravka is a better keeper. And he came out and said he's not happy not playing. Of course he's not happy not playing because he is the best keeper you've got in that club. So why is he not? You do it on form, and that's fair enough. It's like the Leno Martinez situation. Leno probably on paper is the better keeper, but Martinez kept his place. Was going to keep. He should have kept his place because form-wise he was playing really well and kept Arsenal in it and won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
But form-wise for Darlow hasn't been enough. It's
not
not
on that level
to keep him as number one. So that's when you then bring in your best keeper. Because it's not fair. If Darlow's been playing every single game world class, it would be harsh. It wasn't that long. Brad Friedel, Hugo Lloris. It's the first thing that came to my head because obviously Tottenham bought Hugo Lloris obviously from Lyon, fair bit of money. He's France's number one. He's France's captain. He's world class keeper. Brad Friedel starts the season because he's an experienced keeper and he's playing the games of his life. Brad Friedel. You keep him there because he's playing. He's playing world class games after world class games. You know what I mean? You keep him there. And Lloris, world class keeper, who arguably is better than Friedel, stayed on the bench. But that's justified because Friedel was performing out of his skin. Darlow is not that. He hasn't been playing like that. Bring in your best keeper. It's what's put Newcastle in this situation here. They've got minus 17 goal difference, which is the third worst in the league. They're not scoring goals. Joelinton is one of the worst number 9s I've ever seen in my life.
He doesn't fit that. He just does. He doesn't fit the Steve Bruce school of strikers.
I feel for Callum Wilson because he was linked with Tottenham as a backup, and obviously I don't know if it was more of a case of he chose Newcastle because he'd get played. I don't know, but he's gone to Newcastle and he's a better striker than what how he's being managed. And
he's out injured at the moment, Callum Wilson, but he's Newcastle at the moment. If he's not playing, they're not winning. And I did see a bit of the first half against United today, and Newcastle had the better of it. They're creating chances. They didn't look like Newcastle. So maybe this is Steve Bruce thinking, I need to sort of pull my finger out a little bit here. I need to play a bit more sort of progressive football. But the thing is, I see
they're third bottom this season in chances created.
I see Fulham getting out of this because Fulham started the season very, very badly. Yeah, But yeah, I think partway through, I think it was in October, they changed the system because they were playing the 4-2-3-1 before, and they changed to like a 3-4-3, which kind of brings out the wing backs a little bit, gives them more freedom to roam. And they started really poorly with that, but then they've since adjusted, and they're doing well. They're winning games. Like in recent weeks, they obviously won a big game against Sheffield United this weekend. They won away at Everton. They're getting points in games that they're not losing. So they're going away. They're going away to Tottenham. They got a 1-1. They only just lose by the odd goal against Chelsea. Lose by 1 goal against United.
I agree. And obviously, Fulham, we're looking at these tables of stats. Shots on target per match, they're 14th. Big chances, they're 13th. Big chances, they're 10th. Goals, obviously, they're lacking, but they've got in Madja from Bordeaux on loan, so he could hit the ground running. Goals conceded, they're 11th. Clean sheets, they're 11th. Team play, accurate passes per match, they're 9th. Average possession, they're 11th. Then these stats that they're creating and the chance, everything like that, they don't scream relegation. Newcastle, on the other hand, scream relegation, and Fulham are showing that. And I hope that, obviously, I had them to stay up. Everyone laughed, but I had them to stay up.
Yeah,
I had Villa to go down, but we won't talk about that. I think they're safe.
They should be.
But yeah, and you could argue who do you bring in? I mean, Mick
Newcastle.
McCarthy, he's won like 8 of his last 9 games as Cardiff manager.
Thing is with
Can't bring him, like, he's gone.
Newcastle fans will be screaming to the heavens. Got to be Rafa.
Bring Benitez back.
I think I think he recently left his club in China in the last few months.
Because they're bringing in some sort of salary cap.
Oh, okay. So
he's like 30 million a game wages.
Yeah, so he's ran off. Yeah,
but a lot of players in China are doing that now. But obviously, yeah, I agree. Rafa's obviously is the obvious choice. Bring in Shearer to the end of the season.
Yeah, because that worked last time, didn't
it? Now, Jose out is something that seems to be trending a lot more recently. I guess when you lose in your last 6 games, you lose 5 and win 1. It's warranted. Managers have been sacked for less. I believe Pochettino, I think, was sacked for less. Who do you bring in?
There's one. Nagelsmann.
Nagelsmann's end of the season. If people want him out now. Nagelsmann's not going to... Leipzig, right, they're 2-0 down to Liverpool, second leg of the Champions League. They're second in Bundesliga. I think they're second in Bundesliga. Because Sabitzer scored a worldie of a goal today or yesterday. Saw it on Twitter. Yeah. I completely agree. I think Nagelsmann and Tottenham are a fit. Absolute fit. A young manager who's attacking Pochettino. Whoa, what a surprise.
Yeah, it's another Pochettino.
Yeah, and it worked and it will fit. And Tottenham's style of play, like when under Pochettino, they were brilliant. They were absolutely brilliant. And but so obviously, what would you... So, right, Tottenham are 9th. Obviously, with Arsenal losing today against Man City, they still stay, still stay top half. Well done. Winning the Capital One Cup and Europa League makes Jose Mourinho Tottenham's most successful manager in 13 years or 15 years when they last won a trophy. But the league form finishing 9th, it's not good enough. So what? Because winning trophies is what Tottenham needs to do. In this season, obviously they're in the final Capital One Cup and they have every chance, if they play how they're playing in Europe at the moment, of getting Europa League success. I believe that. I think I had them to win the Europa League this season because I think they've got a strong team.
I think I did as well.
So is that a successful season?
Mourinho will see that as a success, won't he? Because
Mourinho will leave and say they go, I've won something at Tottenham.
He comes in and wins trophies. That's what he does. So if he comes in and wins wins even the League Cup, he'll see it as a success. I told you I'd win a trophy. I didn't say we'll finish 9th, but I told you we'd win a trophy.
I mean, no, exactly. And Spurs have won a European Cup and they've won obviously trophy, a Capital One Cup, fair enough. But the last time Tottenham won a trophy was the Capital One Cup against Chelsea. One day Ramos, I believe, was in charge, and I think Tottenham were like bottom of the league for a good half of the season.
Also, a good stat regarding One Day Ramos is that with Spurs' loss today against West Ham, Jose Mourinho has the lowest win percentage of any Spurs manager since One Day Ramos.
Oh, since One Day Ramos, really, is that right?
Yeah. I'm sure
he's not very well remembered.
I'm sure Tim Sherwood has that as his win percentage tattooed on him or something.
That's definitely on his CV. Isn't it? But Tottenham's most successful manager in the past 15 years, you'd argue, if you're looking at trophies won, not the fact that Tottenham got to a Champions League final, been finishing top 4 under Mauricio Pochettino, but unless we're not counting the Audi Cup here. If you're talking about trophies won, Juan de Ramos is Tottenham's most successful manager in like 15 years. So, but they were like, do you know what I mean? It's such a weird. I don't get it. Mourinho, he came out in the conference, didn't he, that his tactics are like second to none.
Well, second to David Moyes.
Well, yeah, and Graham Potter, Pep Guardiola, and everyone else. So
yeah, I follow a few Spurs fans, and they're not enjoying it at all. It's negative football. It's toxic atmosphere. There's nothing enjoyable about it. And he's kind of, when Mourinho came in and they were doing well, there was a sort of likability about him. But since there just hasn't. Yeah,
Heung-min Son has come off the pace a little bit, I think, in recent weeks, which hasn't helped. Obviously, Kane's been a bit injured. He came back, he scored against West Brom. In regards to Tottenham weren't winning anything under Pochettino, but you could see there was something. You could see there was hope. This team is something. And even though they weren't winning, every season it's the same. Harry Kane, is he going to leave? But you kind of believed that he would stay because him and Pochettino were like tight. They were close, and you believe that Tottenham could potentially go somewhere. This season is the first season for me personally that I believe Harry Kane could leave. I look at it and I think, he's 27. He's Tottenham's second all-time record goal scorer. But you don't. Every player is different, but you don't stay at a club to become their record goal scorer just for that or record appearance. Yeah, you want to win. You want to win trophies. You absolutely do. Is the Capital One Cup enough to keep Harry Kane? No disrespect to the Capital One Cup. or Carabao Cup or whatever it's called now. The fact that he keeps changing its bloody name.
Yeah.
It's not Europa League potentially, because then Tottenham are playing Champions League football next season. That's as good as anything. But
Harry Kane will have the world's biggest clubs after him. Where if he were to go, where he went would end up being in the top two favourites to win the Champions League.
Yeah, well, yeah. And the thing is, though, and what I believe is truly going to stop Harry Kane from leaving Tottenham is COVID. Daniel Levy is a hard man to bargain with, regardless of COVID or not. He wants a world record transfer fee for Harry Kane. He's going to want it. No one will be able to afford it.
Yeah.
I doubt very much. Man City probably could, but if they're going to try and get Messi...
You can't, yeah.
Wages...
Financial fair play will soon catch up with you if you...
We'll have some words with Man City on that one. And then who else?
Barca are skint. Real aren't in a far better position. Bayern Munich, the German league doesn't spend a lot of money.
It doesn't at all.
PSG wouldn't without selling Neymar or Mbappe. You're looking, where are the options?
That's what I mean. And that is what will probably keep Harry Kane at Tottenham, because...
Derby County under the Saudis.
That takeover that's been happening for years, since we started doing this podcast. But no, it's interesting. It's difficult to say, because he gets a lot of stick. Obviously, does Harry Kane, because he talks a bit funny and he's got a bit of a list. But you cannot argue he is one of England's greatest players. Simply strikers at least. He's one of the best strikers in the Premier League, in world football right now. And he does deserve to win trophies. He deserves something to show for that. And is he going to get that at a Jose Mourinho Tottenham?
And one question regarding Tottenham is, if Tottenham had had identical transfer windows under Pochettino, bringing in Bale, bringing in Reguilon, Doherty, Højbjerg, would they be ninth right now?
Højbjerg is a difficult one, because Højbjerg is such a Jose Mourinho
he's a
player.
Matic, isn't he?
That would he have performed the same? Because he was performing well for Southampton under Hasselhoff, but Hasselhoff, but yeah, he's so Jose Mourinho. Bale, that's a difficult one, because if Mourinho goes next season, Elliot, will Bale stay? Will Tottenham want Bale to stay? Because recent form, Wolfsberger, a bit of Man City, Wolfsberger and West Ham, he's arguably been Tottenham's best player. Where was this at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, no, he's kind of sparked to life. He's kind of, I don't know, he seems interested now.
That's it.
That hit against West Ham today that hit the bar, jeez, he hit that sweet. But I think he maybe does better in an attacking team, because you're very limited with how you can attack under Jose Mourinho. And
shock horror, one of the best right wingers, attacking right wingers in world football on his day, plays well when he gets a chance to attack.
Yeah, but
what? Alert the press.
But yeah, because I've been impressed with what I've seen of Bale over the last few games. Yeah. And is it maybe just now that he's actually hitting 100% match fitness? Could that be it, or is it a mental thing? Is it being interested?
I don't know. Is this a Tottenham team that's playing for Mourinho at the moment? Doesn't look like it.
Because we all saw when Bale came in and was signed, he was happy to be there. He was
very happy. Yeah.
So has it kind of hit him? If I want to stay here, I need to prove to them that I should still be here. So he's now up in his game.
Is he thinking Mourinho's not going to be here next season, but I want to be?
Yeah.
Because if I don't know, there's talk, isn't there? There's always talk. There's talk that if Mourinho goes, Tottenham have to pay 30 odd mil just to get him off the books. Can they afford that? I don't know. Then it's a weird one. Nagelsmann, I think, is a fit for Tottenham. I really do.
Perfect.
It could definitely happen. It's not a manager, like linking manager that you think, well, that's random, that's off. It's something that I think could definitely happen, and it could work. But obviously, on the topic of today's game, West Ham looked fairly comfortable in like first hour and a bit, until Tottenham started to hit them.
Yeah.
West Ham, a Champions League side. I've never ever imagined when we started this pod that we'd be talking about West Ham as a potential Champions League side.
When we did like our predictions with the return of football, didn't we have West Ham? West Ham were in the conversation for going down. They're very much in that conversation.
Because David Moyes, his first season in charge of West Ham,
was awful.
The first time around was shocking. I don't know what he's done this season. He's brought Lingard back to life.
That's looking a very shrewd signing. Yeah.
Souček is ridiculous.
Souček. Yeah, he is very likeable. He's scoring goals from defensive mid, and I mean the commitment of going full Terry Butch today as well. And then the one thing that people are always saying about him is his love for potato salad.
That is his legacy at
Yeah.
West Ham now. Score the Champions League winning goal. I bet he'll go med. But do you know how he'll celebrate?
There'll be
with potato salad.
The potato salad in the away end will be going everywhere.
West Ham will be selling potato salad on their club shop.
Oh, yeah, they'll be selling it on the concourse at the London Stadium.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
That is
in the stadium. Yeah.
For when the fans return, if you're listening, Karen Brady or either of the other two, can I have a cut of this? Because you put potato salad on the concourse at £6.75 a pot. People will pay it because it's London. And yeah, people, they'll love it. Put a picture of Souček's face on the pot as well. And you'll be fine.
Souček potato salad.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I can't imagine. I just can't imagine like proper East End Londoners asking for a pie and a pint with potato salad. 40 pie, pint of Carlsberg, and a bit of potato salad on the side.
Yeah. But yeah, back to the football.
Oh yeah.
Chelsea, they're currently fourth. Man City are winning the league. United aren't going anywhere. Leicester, I don't think, are going anywhere without
they're
big
nailed
slips.
off the Champions League, I think.
And then obviously they're in fourth. Chelsea are looking good. They're looking a lot better now since bringing the new manager in. And then you're looking Liverpool on current form. You really don't know if they're going to pick up the extra 5 points on West Ham.
No, yeah.
And Everton... Everton and Villa I'd put in the same category. As on their day they're both very, very good and very exciting to watch, but
as soon as they get close,
they're too inconsistent to get the top four.
It's like as soon as they start getting towards the top four, they then go, oh no, don't want to be here, don't want to be here.
Yeah, but West Ham they seem to have evolved a little bit in their recruitment as well, because I think there was talk of they were offered Diego Costa in the January window, and that is West Ham of 2 years ago all over.
Yeah.
But apparently, well, they must have turned it down, and it just seems, they're doing the right things now that they weren't before. They're bringing in young talent that can improve at the club, and they're not bringing in the has-beens. So you think of West Ham and you think of the QPR teams that are in the Premier League as similar sort of sides, players whose best days are long behind them.
The legs have gone, yeah. No, I agree. I don't know. This season, anything can happen, can't it? But I don't want to see it. I hope if it happens, it happens. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to EFL. I'm so sorry, Brentford. We have just messed up.
The curse continues.
The Thurron goal curse. It really has been continuing. Although it hasn't for Birmingham, who, big win.
Yes.
We said the opposite. You're welcome, Birmingham fans. I still think they'll go up. I'll put it out there. I still think they're too good to not go up this season. I think they're Ivan Toney. He wasn't actually in the team, was he, at the weekend against Coventry?
No, yeah.
I don't think he started or he wasn't playing. And, when you're scoring 25 goals, there's a huge miss. But yeah, I think they've lost their last 3 games, haven't they, on the bounce?
They haven't. To teams you'd expect them to be beating. It's Barnsley, QPR and Coventry. And that's right. So that is... I mean, I don't know. I was going to say I don't know what's happened, but I know exactly what's happened. We mentioned them. That's it.
Yeah, my bad. But what do you think? You think they're going up? Do you think they can still go up?
Well, Norwich are running away with it. Norwich will be one of the 2 automatics. And I think, because it is very close with the 3 below, it's one of 3, Brentford, Watford and Swansea. There's 1 point between them. And I think...
Swansea had 2 games in hand as well.
I see that, but I think Watford.
Really? You think Watford?
Yeah, I watched a bit of them on Friday night, and Will Hughes, man of the match, cracking player. It wasn't that long ago he was getting talked about for Liverpool. Well, it was a little while ago, but it was... But yeah, he showed kind of the player he could be, and that was I think Watford, but I would like to see Brentford, because I like seeing teams that haven't been up before.
Yeah, and Cleverley seems to be enjoying life at Watford, doesn't he? In the Championship, he seems to be.
Yeah, because he came in. When he came through at United, I always saw him as he was the next step from a Carrick or a Darren Fletcher, but he never kind of lived up to it. It's probably what they've got in McTominay now. That's what they wanted him to be, and it never kind of worked out. But yeah, he's captain at Watford now, I think, and seems to be doing a good job about it.
Fair play to him. Okay, well, I've got Brentford, you've got Watford. Oh, to be fair though, I think I had Swansea going up in my predictions.
Oh, okay. Well, I had Forest winning the league, so.
I had Swansea going up, and they're the team with 2 games in hand. So up the Swans.
Now say it in Welsh.
Obviously, absolutely not. And yes, Birmingham's win obviously takes them outside the relegation zone. Now, yes, teams below them do have games in hand. Wickham are 11 points off. It's difficult. Wickham have been a weird one this season because I don't think they've been the whipping boys. Obviously, Birmingham and Brentford, I think, whooped them 5-0, 7-2. But I still don't feel like they've been that kind of whipping. They've been a difficult team to beat, and they've taken some points of teams that you would never expect. But yeah, it is all but done for them, I think. Yeah. And obviously, Sheffield Wednesday, Rotherham, Birmingham, Coventry, Derby is still hovering. I don't think they're safe.
I don't think they're safe, but I think they've got enough in them, and I think they signed well in January. I think Lee Gregory's done really well, and Colin Kazim-Richards is, although he signed in summer, he's now starting to sort of hit the heights.
Yeah, and Derby Tuesday have got Huddersfield, and then literally 3 days later they've got the A50 Derby.
Yes.
The Derby v Nottingham Forest. That's a harsh. That's like
you want a full week of preparation going into that, don't you?
Something like that. Yeah. Not to be fair, Nottingham Forest are also playing. They're playing away, and Derby are playing at home, so a bit more of an advantage there. I say away. Nottingham Forest are go to Rotherham.
It's about half an hour.
45 minutes up the road, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we shall see. I'm looking forward to that. Up the Rams, local team. But yeah, Bournemouth appointed Woodgate. Now, Thierry Henry was talked about to be Bournemouth manager, which I saw some conversation on Twitter where he hasn't got. I don't think Woodgate has got enough experience to be manager of Bournemouth, and he didn't do very well at Middlesbrough. I'm like, okay, what about Thierry Henry then? Who
did really bad at Monaco and has got off back to Canada technically, but
yeah,
the MLS.
He's at Montreal, but I don't think they've done amazingly well.
No.
And he has no experience of the Championship because it's Thierry Henry.
Yeah,
that would have been would have been a weird appointment if I'd seen that. I just never would have expected Thierry Henry to wear black and red.
But that was a weird one because Jonathan Woodgate isn't the answer. He took a Middlesbrough team that finished 5th and 7th the 2 previous seasons into a relegation battle. I really don't think he's an improvement.
I saw an article that said Jonathan Woodgate took Bournemouth to the FA Cup quarterfinals for the first time since the 70s. I'm like, did he though? Did he?
He won a game.
Pochettino, he's one of his first games in charge was the final of the French Cup against someone, and they won it. Did he contribute? Yeah. Did he? You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I don't think Woodgate is the answer. It's till the end of the season. When you think about it, the end of the season is only 2 or 3 months away, which is shocking because we've just had so much football to talk about, which has been good for us. Plenty of content. We were absolutely spoiled. We couldn't have asked. Thank you, COVID, for that. One thing to obviously note as well is I either want Bristol City to go down or I want Bristol Rovers to go up, because as we talk now, it's all talk. We don't normally talk about speculation too much here, but this is too good. This is too good. Nigel Pearson looking like he's going to become manager of Bristol City, and Joey Barton looks like he's going to become manager of Bristol Rovers. That is a touchline battle I need to see. That is the most Brexit touchline battle I have ever seen in my life.
Bristol woke up this morning and opted for violence.
That's all I wanted to mention.
That would be quite the game to go on.
Obviously, we talk. This is our Gillingham Hull segment, where Gillingham seem to be winning a bit more than Hull at the moment. 2-0 against Bristol Rovers. Akinde scoring some goals. Yeah, for once he missed the penalty, which
would have been nice to have completed a hat trick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But no, it's good. It's good to see because he hasn't exactly been incredible for Gillingham since he's signed. He's played 45 league games and he's only scored 8 goals. Yeah. Now that's not a very good return this season. He scored 7 goals this season and assisted 2, so it's better. You still want him to at least be reaching some double figures, but it is what it is. But after the midweek loss to Peterborough, who Gillingham have good first halves and then they just don't want to play the second half. They're just let's end it at 45 minutes. It's it's not a 6-a-side game. You've got to complete 90 minutes. So that against Peterborough are very good this season. They're top. No, they're second at the moment,
behind Lincoln. Yeah.
And I can certainly accept that. I don't like going 1-0 up against teams like that because you get your hope. You're thinking, Gillingham could do this, but you know what's going to happen.
It's waking the beast, isn't it?
But no, good bounce back against Bristol Rovers. I say it every week. We will be finishing in League One again. 7 points off playoffs. Teams, many teams above us have game in hand, which leads us to Hull City because many teams below you have games in hand. And Hull City are currently sitting in the playoff position with the 2 teams above them 2 games in hand, and the 5 teams below them with a minimum of 3 games in hand over them.
We have played the most games in the league so far, and
discuss.
Well, midweek we almost avenged last season against Wigan. It was good to get 5 goals at the DW, but I was wanting 8. But that's an anomaly, really. What's gone on with Wigan, it's not normal for the league. And we've spoken about it at length, and it's not right. But then we actually come up against the promotion rivals, 3-1 up at half time, cruising, and of course we draw it 3-3 with a late free kick. And I don't know. I think there should or could be a rule change in regards to the 5 subs, because in the EFL you are allowed 5 subs during the game, but you're only allowed them in 3 separate blocks, so multiple subs at a time. So we had George Honeyman down injured for about 15 minutes during that time. It was a neck injury. I don't think they've released how serious it is yet, but he got stretchered off with a neck injury. It doesn't sound good. And we'd already made 3 subs, so we've got 2 subs available. No, we haven't, because we did 3 lots of 1 sub each. So even though we've still only used 3 of our 5 subs, we've got to end the game with 10 men. And in that time, we concede free kick edge of the box, trying to clear it, and they score from it. So I mean, I know why the rule of the blocks is there, because it's trying to combat people time wasting, doing 5 subs one after another every time the ball goes out of play. But there should be some common sense to say, I mean, I don't know how you describe it, but there being a serious injury, you should be allowed that extra block, because you think...
Well, the concussion subs are coming in, aren't they? But is that just Premier League?
I think it's just Premier League. But you think that's to combat there being time wasted. We've just had our player down for 15 minutes. That's irrelevant.
Time wasted, yeah.
But yeah, if that was in the Premier League, although it was a neck injury, if he'd have gone down, if he'd have gone off the pitch holding his head, we'd have been allowed the extra sub. So I don't know, because I get why that rule is there, but I think in that instance there should be some common sense.
Just obviously from a neutral point of view, because Gillingham are as mid-table as it gets, and they're staying in League One forever. Obviously, Doncaster and Hull are pushing for promotion. Obviously, Coppinger is his final season for Doncaster. 40 years old. He's played there since 2004, over 600 games, and they played in a kit that was specially designed by him, and proceeds go to charity, which is a brilliant gesture. For him to score that free kick in the kit that he designed in his final, it was a good moment. Me watching it, not you were probably swearing and ranting, because
I just sulk.
I've seen your whole games where you lose the ground. You were 3-0 up, wasn't it?
3-1
up. So, but it was a lovely moment. Anyway, that's my neutral point of view. Go.
I don't know what to add to that,
unless you want to say we'll end it there then.
Should be finishing off games like that, and should be wearing your home kit at home games. So you could have that,
Elliot, leave him be.
You could have that away kit in his final game or something. But in the middle of February, what?
You heard it here first. Elliot hates charity.
No, I don't.
Right.
But you can put it on sale now.
No, I don't. But there's a time and a place, and it's not at home in February.
No comment, Your Honour.
There's a couple more things I want to talk about before we finish. One of them is the fact that Sunderland have been taken over by a billionaire that's younger than us. That's depressing.
Yes.
And of all the football teams in the world that he could have had,
you've got like a multi-million pound trust fund. What are you going to do with that? You're going to buy a house? You're going to buy a yacht? You're going to buy a little island? No, I'm going to buy Sunderland Football Club.
Have you seen? He's looking. He must have watched last week and gone, Charlie Wyke and Aidan McGeady, 4 goals and 4 assists. That's well class. That I'm buying that team.
But fair play to him though, because if that works out, I mean, I'm sure whenever any new owners go into any new club, they'll be convinced it's going to work out. Unless you're those dodgy ones who went after Wigan, but then if that does work out at Sunderland, that has got the potential to be absolutely mega. They've got a fan base that when they're on side can sell out upwards of 40,000 seats every week, which there's probably...
It's a passionate fan base.
There's probably only a dozen teams in the country that can do that. Then you think if you can get them back up to where they were and where Sunderland fans will believe they belong, that could be massive. That could be a huge, huge success.
Good investment, yeah, 100%. No, that's fair enough. And MK Dons are a team that I always associate with being near the bottom of League One. Good, they're good enough for League Two, but lower mid-table, looking at relegation in League One. They seem to be some dark horses for the playoffs this season. Now, they're 6 points off. The fact that they're 6 points, they've been in good form this season. They just seem to be hovering. Like, will they? Like, can they?
Yeah, they've got 13 points from their last 5 league games, and they're like what I said QPR and West Ham were. They sign those players that are a little bit past it, but in League One, they do a job like Will Griggs back there. Then I think they've got Cameron Jerome as well. They had a couple of former Bournemouth players as well. Was it Charlie Daniels and Mark Pugh? Oh no, they were at Shrewsbury, weren't they? But yeah, they're doing well. They've won their last 3 on the bounce, including us. Yeah. And yeah, I think they are. I'd probably say they're the best bet as a dark horse for the playoffs.
Yeah, Russell Martin's obviously in charge. He did play for MK Dons before he hung up his boots and announced his retirement. So obviously, because he was a caretaker at the, he was like a Rooney, came player manager, and then he decided to retire just to focus on MK Dons, and that was obviously in 2019 when they were League Two. Obviously got up to League One, and he seemed to be pushing for a place in the Championship. They've got the stadium for it. It's an impressive stadium. Whether history is not kind to them. We have our thoughts on MK Dons, but
the only other team I can see who would possibly be dark horses for that League One playoff is Plymouth.
Plymouth, yeah, and they're ones that are always a bit.
They've got striker Luke Jeffcott. I think he's third top scorer in the league at the moment, and they're currently 9 league games unbeaten.
That's some good form.
Yeah,
good form. Yeah,
lost 1 in 12. So you can't rule them out. Although the next 2 games, Peterborough and Lincoln. So if they can keep that going, please.
Well, yeah, I did try. I did say that Peterborough were the best team and tried to do our curse, but they beat us 3-1 and they beat Wimbledon 3-0. So
yeah,
I guess it only works for teams that we don't expect it to work for. If you know. Elliot, shall we end the podcast?
Yeah. Let's end it.
Okay, then.
I was going to say forever. I was going to say for now. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, disappoint.
Yeah,
but no, we're here forever, unfortunately, for you. No, yeah, we love it. So yeah, we're going to end the podcast on the context news. Elliot finds a random news headline from around the world, and he said it to me. I've never heard it before. He's going to say it and end the podcast. Elliot, whenever you're ready.
Yes. So this week comes from Newsweek.com, which looks to be a US-based news website, and the headline is: Joe Biden playing as Luigi wins in Mario Kart race against granddaughter at Camp David.
Camp David. It sounds like a Busted song.
But no, I just like that they've taken the time to mention he was playing as Luigi.
Oh yeah, that's some attention. That's some journalism.
Yeah.
Because if I found out that he was playing Mario Kart, I want to know what play.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he's president of the United States, yet he chooses the secondary Mario character.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's like
his granddaughter's got Mario.
I am one of the most powerful men in the world, and yeah, he goes as Luigi. Yeah. Fair enough.
But yeah, thank you for listening this week. We're on Goal. We're here every week. We're wherever you find your podcasts, Simplecast, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google. We're everywhere. YouTube. And thank you for listening. I've been Elliot.
I've been Sam.
And we'll speak to you again next week.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening. Tell your friends, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.